petty all the time. I'm petty all the time.
Baby, welcome to the party.
Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time. Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Petty Party Podcast. And it's a new season. It almost feels like a new show because Jory's not here.
No,
So I'm in my own square today, y'all. But it's okay because we're gonna keep it going in the memorial.
in memorial of her.
But anyways, it's your girl Michelle, aka Egypt if you nasty.
Hey everyone, it's just Nick checking in.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Crystal, aka Champagne Chris, aka Chrissy F. Baby, please say the baby.
And it's your girl Amakalette coming out the set. What's good, everybody?
Wow, this is like, okay, new season, new little like seating arrangement. I kind of like it though, because I feel like it almost feels like a little bit of a boardroom. I'm like, I'm going to talk to this person, I'm going to talk to this person.
I'm screaming, not a boardroom.
Yeah, low key. I wonder how the conversation's gonna be because it's like all angles. You know what I mean?
How's
I'm
everyone?
getting severance vibes. We're like looking
no, you know
at
what's
each
good? She
other.
said boardroom. I was like,
Yeah.
No, because we're all staring at each other. That's
like
the
Mr.
thing.
Milkshake.
Where?
Mr. Milkshake.
Do y'all ever wonder how like things get popular? Because like, I feel like these shows will come out of nowhere and like all of a sudden everyone's
Everybody's
talking
watching it.
about it. Like, to be honest with you, I don't feel like people have really talked about like an Apple TV show the way that they have talked about Severance. So I really don't know.
There's a lot of Apple shows that people talk about.
No, but like,
But I see what she means.
to this
Because
capacity.
it's
more
popular now,
mainstream.
and they're at season 2. So this is not even their first season. So I'm like, oh,
I would chalk it up to TikTok. I'm not going to lie. TikTok really...
is the
But
adding
even
platform
but
here.
but think
going.
about it. Even before TikTok, like there were times where like these shows would just pop up, and you'd be like, okay, I don't know where I got the idea to watch this show, but it just came up.
But let's be
they
honest. and not
suggest
to-
things on TV.
Yeah, but
like
not
when
to.
Sorry. When I turn on my TV, everything that's frequent is kind of shown there, and you can watch the trailer for it. You can choose to watch it, and it'll tell you the options of like what platforms you can stream it on. So like even like it'll be like Oscar Award nominee movies. It'll be Golden Globe movies. Like it's like they just suggest, and even like #1 shows and TV Today, it'll show just like suggestions from different apps. So
But to answer your point, I do think, I mean, not to be the conspiracy theorist of the group, but a lot of it is just conditioning. Like, I don't think a lot of it is coincidental. Because even if you
not.
think about Netflix, right, those top 10 movies and everyone's watching this movie, everyone's not watching that fucking movie. Like, it's the best marketing scheme of all time. You're going to watch it because you feel like it's #1 and someone is paying for that slot. And I feel like the same thing with Severance. I have never seen a Severance commercial on Instagram, and I watched Severance season 1 when it was actually showing live on Apple TV, and that was like 4 years ago. So seeing that it came out this much later and it's has all this buzz, I really think they wanted to remind people that season 2 came out because there was such a big there's such a big space between season 1 and season 2. So I do think they paid for those ads, paid probably a few people to speak on it, and kind of got that bar rolling.
And also, too, because it's just crazy that season 2 is when they really started doing, like, to me, public marketing. Like, they even had, like, a Severance office space pop-up shop at different malls.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And to me, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was pretty dope.
That
I'm
was
like, dang,
lit.
like that is a way to bring people into the show because they didn't really do that for season 1. Because it's so crazy that Michelle told me about Severance a long time ago.
She did.
and
Michelle been talking about Severance. I can't lie.
I tried, y'all know episode 1.
That first episode's hard to get
tough
through.
to get through.
Yeah.
Tried 3 times, the 3rd time got me. And so it's a really good show, and I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy how like season 2 is like now the reason why people are talking about it because it was a great show from the beginning. Like it should have got the buzz it's getting now then.
Back then.
So.
Well, you know what's
But
crazy?
it's good for them though. It's the longevity of it.
But I feel
so.
like it sucks though, because I feel like sometimes it's actually not sometimes. I feel like this happens a lot. Like people catch on to shows like after season 1, and then it's like almost sometimes a little too late because they end up getting canceled. Like I feel like that about Harlem. Harlem is such a good show, and the fact that it only made it to season 3, like it hurt my
even
heart.
that show Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sisters went for a little bit.
it did.
Yeah, but like it should still be going. I feel like if y'all like, and then Grey's Anatomy is its own little category. But I feel like shows like Grey's Anatomy, like
Law and Order.
How many? How many different times can y'all spin a storyline? Like, you know, so.
What I like about Apple TV, and they even say Apple TV is like the speakeasy of like streaming sites, because it's like, if you know, you know. And then once you find out, you're like, nobody talks about these shows, is they really curated like their entire platform. Like, it's not just like, I feel like Netflix is like so many shows on there that you have to actually know a show's even on Netflix to find it, because they have such a big catalog. Apple TV does not have that many episodes. So it's like they're really committed to like some of the shows that they have. Like Ted Lasso, people talk about that all the time. I've never watched it, but it's like it's getting season after season.
Yeah.
Even, you know what I mean? Servant got. They made sure it got every single season, fall off or not. So it's like
even like
really
the morning show about to
keeping
start that too. Once because I was supposed to watch Severance today. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow morning. But the thing with Apple that I like too, I'm not gonna lie, to me it's like an elite club because you got to buy an Apple to watch these shows. Like it's not readily available.
So
like
is Apple TV free?
You know, I mean, I found out because I have T-Mobile, I get it for free.
Yeah,
but
some people get it for free,
are
but if
paying
not, it's a
monthly for it.
subscription
You know what I mean?
service.
And not everybody wants to sit there and add like another streaming service. Because one thing about Apple, you can't use it with like Hulu or Netflix. Like it's its own. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. All the shows on Apple is kind of like the budget's there.
The budget
it's just
is
like
there.
it's not low budget.
It's not.
Shows.
I'm not gonna lie. Even the servant was like
was
for
such
me,
a
but
good
it was
show.
the budget was there because
It
that
was.
show like
And
they
the
was
actors.
They had and the actors
They
was
choose
acting.
actual
The actors were
actors.
acting.
And look, because it was, and I may butcher his name. I'm sorry, M. Night Shyamalan, whatever. Sorry, not whatever, but he's the same guy who made Sixth Sense. And so he produced The Servant, and the guy, the person
Sixth
who
Sense was a
produced
good movie.
what's it called? Severance is Ben Stiller.
And like when I found that, I was like,
Ben
wow,
Stiller.
Yes.
Ben Stiller's really in his back. If this is
He's
his,
made some good shows.
you know what's crazy? He has more projects lined up because this is to me like a win. Like he better get an award for Severance. Like this is a great show. Like, and also too, guys, stop fake deeping y'all's think pieces because some of y'all be be watching it way too hard. Like,
No, actually,
just
I'll
relax.
be honest with you. I think that people aren't deepening it because sometimes I will go on like, okay, so like I don't know. It was probably about a month or 2 months ago. I went down like a deep dive on Reddit on like every character on Martin, and I was just like, because I was just so interested in all the characters. Because I remember I had watched this one like compilation on YouTube, and it talked about every character that Martin was. But I was like, okay, what about the other characters that Martin wasn't? And it talked about like Bro Man, and they said that he was like autistic.
I mean, that tracks.
He was supposed to be in the show, or in real life he was?
No, in the show.
That
Like
tracks.
he was like autistic, and they started like going through like the examples of like how like it was brought up. It was like they were like, okay, I'm Bro Man from like what the fifth floor.
Fifth floor.
But he put up 4 fingers every time. And then like it was like different things. And I was just like, wow, like people really do like these think pieces. And I'm like, it really changes the show.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to little details, for sure.
I mean, y'all gonna cancel me, but I wasn't really a Martin girly.
I loved Martin. I loved both. But you know, Channel 12 on regular non-cable shows, Martin.
When they say Martin versus Fresh Prince, I'm Fresh Prince.
I
this whole
love
time.
Martin.
I love Martin.
Fresh Prince was good
Fresh
too.
Prince was, and the thing is, like, I've watched every season of Martin so many times, but
Me
recently
too.
I've been going back and watching every season of Fresh Prince. 10 out of 10. Bro.
Great show.
10 out of
Come
10.
on.
See,
But
that's the
that
thing.
was like,
I
but that was
haven't-
back then when shows actually, you
Or
know,
10 out of 10.
were curated
like-
to really like mirror kind of like our daily lives as people
Yeah,
of
and
color. Like I
literally.
feel like that's why I think we love going back to watching like different worlds and
Yeah,
all that.
you know,
stuff.
I don't. Yeah,
Life was so relatable.
you
back
know what
then
else I've been
compared
watching
to now,
too?
You know,
That's So Raven. I'm like,
Oh,
they
That's So
ate
Raven
with
was
that
good.
show.
That is my
Again.
comfort
They
show on
ate with that
Hulu.
show.
Do you carry a lunch
Like-
box?
No,
so I've been watching Sister,
Raven,
too.
but like, it's so crazy because I looked up to Raven growing
Yeah.
up. Like I wanted to be her, even when she was like little Olivia from the Cosby Show. Like
Oh,
I wanted to be
yeah.
Olivia so bad. So I used to like watch every episode and going back and watching that. I'm like, comedic gold, bro. Raven ate.
Raven
They did the right thing, giving her that
she's
show.
a household name.
She is a household name for
Only thing
sure.
I don't like
Is her wife?
that I can't even that, but I can't really. I don't. It's so sad because like when you hear her talk about her experiences, it's like dang, like you really. It wasn't.
She was going through a
enjoyable.
lot.
Like
She
it
was
wasn't
going through a lot
enjoyable
for
for
her.
you. Like
yeah.
for us watching, like we enjoyed you, but you didn't enjoy it.
Oh, wow.
And like Disney didn't treat you well.
No,
Like they made Raven feel like she was like overweight and she wasn't.
Yeah.
Like she was just a.
Remember she had that whole
She was a
episode with her
curvy
being a
girl.
plus size model, and I'm like, you remember the episode I'm talking about? She had the episode on That's So Raven where she was like she didn't get accepted for a role because I think she was like considered plus size. And I'm like,
That's
why would they even make you
crazy.
do this? Because Raven was not plus size at all.
And she
Like
said
I'm
they
like, she's a
purposely made
slim
her wear
girl.
bigger clothes, and she's like, and y'all it wasn't big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we know what.
Childhood actors.
Yeah.
Look at Amanda Bynes. Every time we find our way back to Amanda Bynes. Listen. Yeah, but no, that I mean, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the moto. This is real short, so I'm gonna keep it real short and sweet. All right. Hi, ladies. Love the pod. Here is the situation. Last October, right before I was traveling for 3 weeks, my boyfriend asked to go on a break. I kind of saw it coming because he has seemed moody and generally not as nice for the last 1 to 2 months, and he had been working out with another woman at the gym we go to.
Mm-hmm.
While I was away, he called and said he wanted to go back together. He wanted to get back together, and I agreed. When I got back, we got back together. 1 week later, he broke up with me. We are officially broken up. Now, 2 weeks later, he said he wants to get back together and asked me on a date. He said he previously felt like he was doing everything in the relationship, but he did not realize how much I did for him until it was over. Should we get back together? Thanks in advance.
No.
No.
I'm confused.
So that's, I think that's pretty simple.
That's like FOMO
first
right there.
off, it's like, you're not a convenience, so he can't pick and choose whenever he wants to be in a relationship with you. And the first thing which would have made me turn a break to a breakup was the fact that y'all go to the exact same gym and he's working out with another girl at that gym. That makes no sense. I'm sorry. Like, I know people keep saying don't deepen that type of stuff, but it's like, no, like you're telling me now you're acting weird for the last 1 to 2 months and you're working out with a new woman and now you want to go on a break. What did he need the break for? And especially the break while you're away.
Right.
Fishy.
I feel like he was like when he said that, like he didn't realize how much you did for him. I don't know. I feel like it was just giving like Molly the maid. I don't know. That's all I got. I was just like, no. At the end of the day, you're just gonna have to miss out on me because why now do you want me back? You know, and you really didn't give a clear explanation as to why we're breaking up. So to me, you're unsure about what you really want. So you don't want to be with someone that's not sure about you. So me personally, I wouldn't get back with him. You know, just use this time to work on you, girl, and go find somebody else.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's pretty obvious.
Let him find that gym girl. You know what happened? He was making his move on that gym girl. And he probably made a move and she was like, no, sir, this is just strictly working out. Don't know what you want from me.
That's exactly
and so he's like,
what it was.
oh, let me go back to my girl. No.
Yes.
That's it. You're done, sir.
No, that's
See, that's why
exactly
you have to
happened.
play your cards correctly.
Got curved and he spun the
And
block.
tried to
Bye.
spin the block and you need to curve him again. Hurt his ego. Hurt his ego.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go back. But then, like, okay, you're speaking about like you need to be with someone that's sure about you. Where is that like fine balance, y'all? So I feel like you'll find someone who you don't feel like it's completely about you, but then you find this person who's like all about you, but sometimes it's like overkill. So it's like, where is that like fine, like that middle road?
I don't know if there is. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
Wait, so you say it?
So it's like, okay, you know how you can be with somebody, like it's almost like you can be with somebody and you can tell you like them maybe more than they like you.
Okay.
But then you're with somebody else and they like you more than you like them, but it's like overkill of how much they like you.
You need to be with that person.
So it's like, which person do you go with?
The
You
person
know?
that likes you more.
None of them. Don't go with somebody that you clearly don't have. It's like you like them, but you don't have enough interest in them. Because if you say it's overkill, then it's like at some point you're going to feel smothered. But you also don't want to go with somebody who, at the very least, y'all should like each other equally. At the very least, as a woman liking a guy more than he likes you is dangerous.
Oh, it's murky
That's
water.
how
It's like
people end up
you're
with
done.
credits, cars in their name.
Yeah, and a
What?
baby.
No.
No. What Michelle said.
But I don't know. Like, I also feel like I don't think going with the person that it's considered overkill is a bad.
Yeah, I was just.
It's the bad thing. I feel like
overkill is
Yeah.
like is overkill an exaggeration a little bit, but it's like
No, think about it. Like, think about someone who like
maybe like some like they're doing stuff that like you're just not used to.
Yeah, like they-
so
yeah.
it's kind of
I- that's what-
overbearing.
that's what I'm- that's what
but
I would
it's
say
not
versus
really overbearing.
overkill.
It's just a lot because you're not used to that. That is something you have to start conditioning yourself to.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
But
not
it's
gonna,
still healthy.
It's healthy.
it's healthy. No, it's healthy.
Okay.
But it's like it's healthy, but maybe a little bit clingy. Because clingy isn't necessarily always bad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
it's like,
And you like the person.
yeah, when you like the person,
Clingy is only bad when you don't like the
So
person.
to me, if so, I'm not like, and this is just me being real. If those type of actions are like overbearing, you don't like the person because I'm not gonna lie, if like someone's doing that and like you've never but like in actuality, you gotta think about it. Like
No, I hear you.
I feel like this world has pushed toxic love so much that like when we find something that's like green and good and like full of love and like we look at it like, oh, hell no, this is too much. But it's like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. We've been conditioned to behave like Future. We're not Future.
But I feel like you can
We're
like
not Future.
somebody and they're still clingy. Like
I don't know. Like,
just
what's
'cause-
clingy when you get older? Like, you just want to be around.
Well, I feel like, imagine clingy is like, you're on the phone with them. So you get the phone with them, then you're texting. And then you get to the destination, it's like, come with it.
Puppy love.
You're in the shower, and you're like, okay, let me hang up. You're like, talk to, like, you know, you're always
Can
talking
I tell y'all something?
Is that
then I think I'm clingy.
Yeah, like it's like you can't, you can't be away from that person.
You really like talking on the phone though.
Like, no, okay, y'all. This is, I'm letting y'all in. Okay, so like, I think I'm clingy because like I enjoy
being around
someone I'm into.
But that's not clingy.
But no.
Sometimes it can be. Because,
I can be clingy.
Sometimes it can be because it's so crazy. So I was talking to one of my guy friends and I was telling him how like sometimes you just need your space.
Yeah.
You know? And he was telling me, he was like, oh, you have an attachment issue. And I'm like, why does it have to be an attachment issue? Like, whenever you just want space, like, I don't always want to be like up underneath my man. Like, I just don't. Like, even in a marriage, I don't think that would be like a thing that I would be looking for. I still want us to have like our own healthy balances of our individual life, and then we have our combined life together.
Okay, so I'll take it back. I'm not clingy. I'm very like I like to just like, like
cling.
Yeah,
because you're clingy. It's okay. It's okay though.
Because I do my own thing and have my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but you can still do your own thing and be
like,
clingy.
Oh no, like I don't be up under people, but it's like I like to.
Okay. So scenario, right? Say you and your guy hung out all day. Y'all had brunch, y'all did dating, and then Leon, he's like, oh, me and my friends about to go out. Will you? A part of you would be like,
yeah,
internally.
But I know that. That's selfish of me to think that I should still rock his day.
It would depend. It would depend because like I'd be like, okay, is this our day? Like, did we set this day out for like us?
Y'all just hanging out.
No, you're just hanging out, and it's just he happens to have other plans.
Yeah,
now.
he just had other plans.
So you have to excuse yourself.
Or would you be like, let me come? I want to come too.
No, I wouldn't come, but I'd just be like,
oh no,
I wouldn't come, but I would definitely think like, dang, was our day not great enough to where you would want to stay with me?
Clingy. See, that's what I was getting. That's what I was getting at.
Because I feel like I used to be like that, but like now that we're older, it's like people need to be in other environments.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, like you need to go too, because honestly, it's a healthy thing to do. Like it's gonna start becoming toxic to the point where like y'all are like ignoring outside world and just staying here. Like no, you gotta go.
What if your boyfriend said he can never hang out on Fridays because that's guys' night?
There's no such thing as guys' nights.
Invite me to you and your nigga's wedding when the time comes and let me be single.
I'm screaming.
Because we need to fuck alone. What do you mean?
What do you mean guys' night?
All days are Friday.
Every Friday.
I would never spend Friday with my boyfriend.
You know what's crazy? I was like, that's cool. Because Friday will be my homeboys' nights too. Homeboys will be, look, I'll be with my homeboys. I'll be with my homeboys hanging out.
I'm screaming.
Okay?
Why would you even say that?
Yeah,
like why?
You don't want me to not like you anymore.
You actually think I'm a joke.
Where have you seen that?
I've seen that in a couple.
Wow.
Yeah.
And are you friends with one of the people?
The guy.
Did you counsel them well?
I said, is she okay with that? He's like, yeah. She spends that day with her friends. I spend that day with my friends.
So maybe they had to, because sometimes I understand sometimes you have to put that into place if you realize that sometimes in your relationship you can realize, you know what, we have isolated ourselves from our friends. We spend so much time together. Let's actually give ourselves a break from each other where we could use that time to be with your friends and we could plan stuff just so like.
But can y'all plan it any day? Like Tuesday could be guys' night. Watch the game. It doesn't have to be every Friday because what if we have events to go to? That Friday you're missing it.
True, but it may not be a long-term thing. Maybe just something they just put into place. Like, because sometimes things that happen like that, like it's just like, okay, or it could be opposite where it's like, oh, we don't see each other enough. Can Saturdays just be our days? You know what
I don't know, because I feel like if a woman comes to a man like that, he can be like, excuse me, like, what do you mean? Like every Friday you're gonna be with your girlfriends, and you already know what guys think when you go out with your girlfriends. Like you gonna be all niggas.
People think that you like in a handstand, like pussy popping,
pussy popping. Like literally, like I'm doing what you're doing, just less of. But yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Just to wrap things up, it's okay to be in a healthy relationship, but I don't know. I don't think you should go back to him, and I think honestly, it's okay to move on too. You sound young, but thank you for writing in.
Yeah.
Not thank you for writing it.
I know.
It started getting real dead, so like I just had to dead it.
No, I feel you. But okay, so we're gonna move on to the current events, and there's been a lot of things going on lately, y'all. There's been a lot of things, but I want to start light and then go into the like, because I feel like we're gonna be on other topics more than on other topics more than others. So, y'all. You know what's so crazy? Remember, y'all know I watch shows like kind of sporadically. Like I just go back and do, like I watch Love and Hip Hop for no reason. And lately, Love and Hip Hop has been trending, like just the old clips, like on Twitter and so on and so forth. Anyways, I didn't even know that it started back up recently, but in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I did see that Bambi, which is Little Scrappy's ex-wife, who they now have 3 kids, I believe, 2 or 3 kids, maybe even 4. They have like 3 kids together. They have a family. They were married and they divorced. I didn't even know she was divorced, but her and Scrappy are divorced. Then I see her get proposed to by a completely new man.
Yeah, I saw that.
Again, like I said, I don't know when she got divorced. It could have been a year ago. I probably should have verified that, but no idea. And she got proposed, and then like people in the comments were like, "Oh, like she didn't even heal. You know, she didn't even move on. Like she still needs to. She's still going back and forth with Scrappy on the internet. So she should have like dealt with that first before she moved on to a new relationship. And she getting proposed to. So I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Like, do y'all feel like when it comes to situations like that, there is like an appropriate healing time? Or I want to hear what y'all say. Then I have something else to say after that.
I don't think there's an appropriate time. I feel like every situation is different. I feel like when you're finally ready to move on to something else, healing time is over.
But married, with 3 or 4 kids.
However, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like she had 3. I don't know if that's an accurate number. I didn't know they had that many kids.
She has 3 minimum.
I didn't know that they had, like, of course they were a family. Yeah, and like they divorced, but like that doesn't mean that she can't move on and be happy with someone else. And if that took her a year to do, kudos to her, because sometimes it takes women 10.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at her about that.
So I think the only difference, so I think it all depends. So I think that some relationships, they may not be finalized, but they have already healed from it leading up to that finalization because they've probably been through so much. So like, I haven't always kept up, but I know that Scrappy and Bambi stayed in the tabloids for Scrappy doing this, whatever the case may be, Bambi doing this. So I think that they probably ended that relationship well before that divorce is finalized. Was announced,
yeah.
So
I mean, he has a whole nother kid.
Exactly.
Outside of Bambi?
By a threesome. Oh, y'all didn't know? Yeah. Bambi had a threesome with somebody, and when the girls, somehow during the threesome, the condom was off, and that girl got pregnant. She kept the baby, and she now has his child, and he's active in that child's life.
So Bambi was there in the threesome.
No, this was after. Him and Bambi have not been together for a while. Let's just say that. I don't know if their divorces got finalized, but they've been separated for a minute. What? And I'm going to say my unpopular opinion, I don't think women move on quick enough.
Yeah.
I feel like they can move on quicker because I think what happens is we are so committed to this relationship that clearly is not working. And these men think they can play in our faces. And it's like we grieve the relationship for so long where it's just like, why are we robbing ourselves of happiness? When men leave a relationship 2 months later, they're playing house with the next bitch. Like, I think as women, we need to move on quicker. Like,
and I feel like with Bambi, like, even if you think about like the start of their relationship on that show, like, he was going back and forth with Erica. So it was like he really never took her serious from the beginning, and Bambi stuck it out with him.
Did.
So I feel like at the end of the day, if she's happy,
I agree with everything you guys are saying. But here's also my take on that. I feel like sometimes, because a lot of people were in those comments like, oh, she needs to heal, she's not saying that this is her situation, but in some relationships, there might not be much to heal from. Like, not everybody walks away from a volatile environment or for a volatile relationship. So like sometimes it's just like, bro, like we decided to end things and we grew apart, and it's like it's okay, like it's not, and so I don't need much time to heal, like you know what I mean, like it was like it's like it just takes shit on the chin. And
especially I agree with Crystal, because there are some women that are like, it's just a time with someone that has expired. Like, it's okay. Now I got to move on. Like, I don't really harbor. Because even this girl I went to get my nails, I remember she told me before she got a relationship with her boyfriend, she was with someone for like 5 years. And I was like, how long did it take you to move on? She's like, I met my boyfriend, she's like, literally the next month, and we've been together. And I'm like, she even told me, I don't hold on to people in relationships. She's like, when it's over, it's done. Like, move on.
But that makes me
you don't
wonder.
Need to like sit there and like fester and feel and stuff. Y'all are done.
But that makes me wonder, like, how deep did y'all actually get in that 5-year relationship? Because it's like 5 years is a very long time to be with somebody. True. So for me, I feel like to be able to break up with someone in the next month, you're with someone and you're in a long-term relationship with that person next month. I don't know. I feel like Was it surface level? Like,
I
which it
don't
really
know.
could have been.
Or maybe she's just struggling. Some people can't. It's not shade to her.
Yeah.
But some people struggle being by themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people cannot be
Definitely.
single.
They can't be alone. Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of people
But
cannot
yeah,
be single.
but she says she's been like that since, like, when it comes to, like, even liking people. She's like, the moment it's not there, it's done. Like, she's like, there's no point in, like, oh, let me try. She's like, there's just no point. Like, you're kind of like doing yourself a disservice. I'm like, and she's younger. I'm like, dang, for you to be this young moving this way, to me, I'm like, because like Michelle said, women need to learn how to move a little bit on faster.
To be honest, I feel like the people who are more surface level, I feel like that was like my longer relationships. You know what I mean? Those relationships were surface level because it's like, why after 5 years we're not working? This is just like we're not deep enough. Like we're really not in this for real. So it's like, I think that's why it took longer for my I guess.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say even that them long term relationships. Towards the end, it's like the last year, y'all mentally you just waiting.
Checked out.
You
like,
waiting for the time to dip.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
And sometimes like y'all really just dealing with each other convenience.
And y'all end up breaking up over something dumb. Like,
Very
you want to
dumb.
make the bed this morning? Yeah.
Literally.
You're done.
Hit the road, Jack.
You're done.
No.
Sometimes, you know what it is? I think that sometimes you just get to that point where like the blinders are off, and you're just like, I don't even fucking like this person.
Like literally.
I don't even like him.
Everything
like,
they do gives you like
You know what?
No.
I'm afraid of having that feeling, like, because, bro, again, when we talk about a lifetime, at what point, like, what if you get to that point in your relationship? You're married, though. Like,
I feel like
there's
you will,
no
though.
turning back. You will. And
that's
I
when you
would
have
be.
to remind yourself where you're at.
I
that's why you gotta dig deep.
Yeah. Dig deep into what?
Back into your
To God.
marriage.
No, literally, you
You
dig
have to
no
remind
bad.
yourself why you fell in love with your friend.
No, bad.
To God.
That's why you have to be friends
Bad.
first. So you're reminded, like, okay, we're locked in.
Yes.
I'm just mad at my friend right now.
You go to
We're married.
God, you look at your children, and
I think that's what kind of makes, like, I guess,
Hopefully what y'all built together.
Low key.
for me, I feel like that will make marriage, I guess, a little bit more scary to even like take that walk of faith. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dang, I can't just, when you get the ick, you got to stick through the ick. And imagine getting the ick now in a relationship. It's like, you always know, like, I could just dip.
Yep.
I can just dip.
At any point. I mean, but people apply that to marriage too, because the way people get married and getting out of marriage quickly is actually crazy. Because like some people, like, for example, look at Bambi, 3 children. Those are 3 reasons why it's gonna be hard for me to leave. I'm not gonna lie. 3, like those are 3 reasons, because it's like you understand that when you break this marriage, you are breaking up their concept of family. So it's like that's hard, especially that's very hard. Like, I don't think it's a very easy decision. So.
It's not at all. But I think
look at Kyle and Mauricio.
That is really crazy to me.
That's crazy.
Kyle's to blame.
Me.
That little trolling she did.
No, you know what's
Let's talk about it. Let's actually
trolling hard on that. Morgan crap.
As women, and I really hate this for us, because one thing we'll do is when we will protect our men to the very end. Because you is not going to tell me, I don't give a fuck what y'all seen, what y'all show me. Y'all can run the narrative back to front. I do not believe that Kyle cheated first on Mauricio.
No, absolutely
I'm not going to buy that, to eat that. We're not going to run with that narrative. Kyle would rather have the power of, she walked up the relationship. She wants to have the power and the image that this man did not cheat on me, because they've always drug Kyle on some like Maurice is sleeping around.
And we know he was.
But people spotted Mauricio even in Dallas, Texas.
We know he was. Like,
but I don't know. I just know that whole relationship, the way it is ending, it's actually the biggest plot twist.
Is it even
Real Housewives.
ending?
he waited. He's a Porsha.
Done with her.
You good? You 16?
I feel like the story, that the way it's played out on Beverly Hills, it's really, really weird, because there's so many gaps in between. Like, so when we get to see it, it's like, what's actually happening?
Yeah.
Like, why are y'all actually divorcing? Like, I don't understand. Like, because till this day, like, she hasn't said a reason as to why she doesn't, like, why they're not working. They haven't said anything. She hasn't said anything, and it's just like, oh, we know that he's separating, and he did his like his thing in Europe. He was pictured with women, but like prior to them getting to the point where they're separating, they're not in the same house. What happened? Like, why did y'all get?
Remember,
like,
they said that they were like just going through a hard time, and she felt like she didn't feel supported.
No, they will never
No.
I
do think that
they
her
will
family
never-
doesn't like
When I
him.
tell you-
Kathy don't give a
When I
damn
tell
about
you-
Mauricio.
What gave me
she
chills
don't.
was when
Their whole family, because didn't they
don't
say
like
They sued him.
Yeah, somebody said like you need to keep our company's name out you stop using the Hilton name on your show. What was the
Yep.
show they're doing,
Yeah.
like a real estate
real
show?
estate show.
No, but what's tea is like when there was a scene, right, where apparently, so in the show, Kyle, they talk about when Mauricio was pictured with this woman at the airport. So they're kind of hinting, because you have to think about it, these people are very high profile people. Why are you kissing somebody in an airport in Mykonos? You know what I mean? Places that people can see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it just seemed almost like
You
Yeah,
called them
stage.
intentional.
Yeah.
And Kathy kind of hinted like it may not be Mauricio, but it may be someone else. And she looked at her and she was like, "There's ways we could find out."
Yes.
Well, she said, but I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
Kathy."
Kathy said, ring a ding ding.
She said, like, pretty much, bitch, I got the contact. Say the word.
She said, just let me know. She's like, and we can find out.
Kathy has had it
I
out
was
for
like-
Mauricio since.
But because,
Maybe because she knows what's going on behind
because
closed doors.
I feel like Kathy feels like
don't know.
Mauricio's almost like a
Opportunist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is.
So like he married
I didn't
Kyle.
feel that way in the beginning of
He
season
married
one.
Kyle more so for like her reputation, her
think
family
so?
name, and then because you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Mauricio did not have
she
that
was
real
the
estate
household
business
name.
without
Of course,
Kyle.
I know.
because Kyle's
She-
first husband was a billionaire, I think.
Yes.
Mauricio was just a regular man.
He was a regular guy. Kyle really built Mauricio up.
That's crazy.
She built Mauricio up. That's the reason why, like, Mauricio
Give my
really
girl her
can't.
tits.
He
No
really
bad.
can't do too much with that business without Kyle because she helped him
Yeah.
start that.
Right.
She just
She is
kind
the
of
agency.
that part. So he was also using the Hilton name to help excel his business. So Kathy was pissed about that.
Not
It's
only
like,
the Hilton name, he gonna say he didn't, but he worked at Hilton. All the contacts
Yes.
left and went to him.
Yes, they did.
Mind you, this is the Hilton agency.
Yo,
they
this
have
is
like,
but why are we acting like this don't happen every day with businesses?
I mean, it happens every day, but at the same time, they have every right to be like, the reason why we even entrusted you with all that is because you were married to literally his sister-in-law, Kathy's sister. And so you went off and started your own agency using the people that you acquired through our business. Anywhere else, they would sue the shit out of you.
Yep.
You can't do that anywhere else.
Yep.
And now he's bigger than the Hilton agency. Is the Hilton even still have
No,
an agency?
is he bigger than the Hilton agency?
His agency is huge.
His
I don't know
agency
if
is
it's
huge,
bigger
but
than the Hilton name.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
and he Mauricio got a big dick on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
like I
what?
can't discredit his business.
he has a
Like,
big what?
I'm just saying, like Mauricio is who he is. Like, why are we acting like I'm not?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I don't know if he'll
I don't know if
ever
I
be
can-
bigger
I don't know.
than
I don't know. I don't know if I can give all that credit to Kyle. That's what I'm. Gonna
Oh, you
say.
have to.
I don't know
you
if I can.
absolutely-
You also know that Kyle was a
made
childhood
it.
actor, right? She was in Halloween, the original Halloween. I don't know what else she was in, but I know she was in. And then
y'all need to kill it. 'Cause, like,
she was.
I got tired of Kyle. Kim Richards was the only person that was a famous actress in that family.
No, she was because she was
I know
also on
she
Little
was.
House on the Prairie.
I know.
Oh
Kyle-
yeah, that.
All right. And, you know, I feel like
And
that
those
was
are
another-
household
I feel like that was
movies.
another reason why her and Kim butted
Okay.
heads, because Kim was tired of
But,
Kyle
y'all,
overplaying something she wasn't.
What was Kim acting
speaking
in?
of Real Housewives,
Yeah.
I want to know: have y'all been like catching up, or have y'all been tuning into the newest season of Atlanta?
You know,
Oh,
I
no,
tried.
no.
I tried.
And then when I saw
I'm gonna go back
Kenya
and
wasn't
watch
getting no
it.
confessionals, I said bye.
No,
Well, yeah.
justice for my girl. I'm not gonna lie, but no, I have. I don't feel like they should have started the opening how they did, but it's
Yeah, the opening.
What was the opening?
Shamia.
Shamia. She
So,
talks
what
a
happened?
lot.
So Shamia basically was
She's
like the
anchor
narrator.
now. She's the anchor of the show.
Yeah,
She's like the Nene Leaks.
yeah.
How?
She's the richest, got the biggest house.
Oh, I mean, hey, y'all, big money talk.
Yeah, so like
pretty much.
basically, so Shamia,
Sorry.
as we know, Shamia's kind of always been like a supporting character to Porsha
Mm-hmm.
as her friend. She's always been on there, but you never really knew much about Shamia. You knew that Shamia had married like an African guy, but other than that, you really
It
didn't.
was always a question mark.
You didn't know anything else about her life other than that she was Portia's friend. So now in this new season, Shamia is taking like more of a center role. It's like almost like she's like the glue
favorite.
to the
Yeah.
group. She's bringing different girls
Oh,
together
I love that for her.
to the group. And she's like talking about like, so her husband is the owner of an HVAC company. He does the HVAC systems for like a lot of the airports.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's money.
Yeah. And so I guess her house was like the highest sold house in 2023.
Oh, the second most.
Their second most highest sold house in like that county or Atlanta, whatever it was, like the most expensive sell. So she
Valued at $9 million.
yeah.
Just to add that.
Yeah.
I feel you,
Just to
Crystal.
give y'all
Yeah.
context.
Put
I
the
thought it was
stamp.
more than 9 million.
She said 9 million on the show. I don't
Really?
know. If it was more, then
Yeah, and then like also like her husband bought Kim Zodiac's like house that was in foreclosure.
For her?
I don't know if he bought it as a like what's it called,
See why she's
investment property or what? But yeah, so
I think he bought it and then rented it back to her, right?
I don't know.
I heard something about that.
Yeah,
I know. We just did. They talked about it, but they didn't say who bought it. So
Yeah,
if it's
he bought it.
Shamia's,
Yeah,
just-
Shamia's husband bought it. But yeah, so it's definitely like a different turn of events because I'm like I've never even heard Shamia talk this much. Didn't know this much about her, whatever the case may be. But we also know that Porsha is now back on this season as well.
Right.
And Portia's also going through her own stuff with Simon and her divorce and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But the latest like scoop on the street is that now Shamia and Porsha have fallen out.
Are you shocked?
I kind of am because I just don't understand. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how is it that you're able to remain like such good friends for this long period of time, and now it's just coincidental that she gets on the show and now y'all are falling out?
I
don't think
it's
it's
like
like- for ratings. You don't think?
No, I think it's a thing where like I feel like this is just an opinion. I think Porsha may feel a little bit, I don't know, embarrassed that like she low-key was head HBIC if you really think about it when she was with Simon and all that stuff, and now like she's kind of coming behind Shamia. And Porsha to me is an OG in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not right how she's behaving because I feel like y'all should still be friends. Like it doesn't matter. Like y'all are girls at the end of the day, but I can see where she's coming from. Not saying I relate to it because at the end of the day, if your friend's doing good, she's doing good. Like she can't help her blessings. But that's probably Portia's point of view. She's probably embarrassed. Like, dang, like low key, this girl ahead of me, and like I'm an OG. Like I'm not on top. I'm not top bitch. And y'all are telling me Shamia's the anchor.
So wait, you think Portia's valid in her jealousy?
No, I don't think you should ever be jealous of anybody. I'm telling y'all her point of view. With how she's looking at it. It's not right.
I will
but,
say the
yeah.
reason why this is what I'm kind of thinking. I think that Shamia has put herself in like weird positions as far as like she was having like on like the first episode, she was having lunch with like two girls that were talking like hot shit about Porsha. And she just kind of like, she was like, oh, well, like kind of defended Porsha, but at the same time kind of laughed. So I do feel like Shamia might be coming off a little bit messy. And
Are we forgetting it's the same Porsha who never had Shamia's back in season before? So
that's true. This is true.
I don't know.
So what? Maybe
But the only narrative I don't agree with is the whole Porsha is jealous of Shamia thing. Because I think people are forgetting that, yeah, y'all are just now finding out Shamia has money, but they've been friends since
they were
apparently like high school.
Yes,
and she's
they
been
have.
married to this guy for a very long time. So even when someone asked Porsha about it, she was like, I mean, is this new? And she was like, this is how Shamia's always lived, who she's always been. Like, you know, they've approached Shamia actually to be on Housewives a couple of times and she declined. So I don't think, so it would be kind of odd for all of a sudden for Porsha to be jealous of Shamia when she should be used to this lifestyle of Shamia. Like, it's not new to her, it's new to us.
Yeah.
So I think they just letting probably like the fans or the media kind of like create like a fake beef, but
I think unless they're faking it too, because I think they've done interviews and it's very clear that there's an issue.
see, and that's why I say like the
So you think
media,
the beef
because you know
is
sometimes
for-
like people read comments and they're just like, we was just cool, but you get on and you read a comment or someone says this and it makes you feel a certain kind of way. Because even like they asked Shamia some question like, oh, do you think that Porsha coming late took away from your moment or this and that, da 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 da. Whereas in that moment she probably didn't feel that way, but when someone
Like,
asks you a question in that
insinuate-
way,
yeah.
it makes you think, and maybe you answered it in a way, and then Porsha sees that interview, doesn't like how you answered it. You know what I mean? I feel like little things like that keep happening, where it's like, based on the way y'all are answering these questions, y'all are currently now having beef, where before it has never been mentioned that y'all had any kind of issue with each other.
So then, like, let me ask y'all. So, how would y'all feel? Like, would you be able to remain like friends with somebody who maybe goes after the same ventures as you, like a lot of the same ventures? Like, so let's say that you want to start a candle business, and you've like voiced this to one of your friends that you want to start a candle business, and then like a couple months later, your friend has now started a candle business, and like they're successful. How would y'all feel? Like, would you be supportive?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I actually had a similar conversation with somebody about something like this because they were starting a business venture and they were pretty much like telling a lot of their friends about it. And I was like, you don't want to make sure that you're like, you have like solid footing before you kind of like open this up for anybody. And the way he explained it to me, he was like, you know, in a lot of these industries, there are so many people in this industry. And he was like, regardless of who I tell about, he's like, every day somebody's doing this industry. He's like, I would rather be surrounded by peers that look like me and who I actually know, but than be surrounded by people who are trying to push me off the table. He's like, at the end of the day, like, everybody can eat, and at some point, you're not even gonna be hungry. You're still gonna be eating. You might as well share with somebody else. And when you put it in perspective, for me like that, I think that because not to make it a black people thing, but sometimes we have like a crab in a bucket syndrome, where there's not a lot of us that are really successful. So when one of us becomes successful, we be competitive with each other. So like, because we're doing one thing, we feel like, okay, we both can't do that because it's not gonna be enough black people to support both of us. When it's just like, how many competitors do you actually have in this industry? Why would this one person take away from your customers?
Right.
If anything, if y'all are both in this industry, that mistake they make, if they tell you about it, they put you on, you put them on. And it's like two people in the same industry, y'all could kill it. You know what I mean? And then it's like y'all could really like plow through the market together, helping each other, because these other competitors are not going to help you with shit. But it's like a lot of times like we have that crabs in a bucket mentality. So
yeah, because you got to think about it. Like, look at like as being a Nigerian home health. There's so many people in it, and like the reason why so many people, the reason why so many people starting because there's someone that was putting people on, and to me that's how you continue. That's how you propel further. It's like you have to help people behind you, and I think especially like as Black people, I'm tired of this whole narrative like. Once you get somewhere, now you start. Now you're gonna charge somebody on game. Yeah. When with you, like you know what I'm saying, like lift somebody up too. Like one thing about me, like. I love putting people on. If I find a hustle that I know, I'm like, dang, let me put everybody on because I want everybody to get it. Because then it's like, okay, if I put everybody on, something else will present itself, and then they're gonna. If someone finds another opportunity, they're gonna put me. It's like a continuing cycle of everybody getting it. But I feel like Michelle said, crabs in the bucket mentality. Like that is why like our community is the way it is, and it seems like a lot of people are just not moving forward at a faster rate. We watched our parents' generation go get it, and like look where they're at now, just living, and they put everybody on.
Put everybody.
They put everybody.
I do definitely agree. I'm against people like charging people to gain knowledge, but I do also think that sometimes people can be a little bit lazy in gaining knowledge, and they just automatically expect for you to like completely pour everything into them, and then like you're basically like giving them steps A through Z, and they're not trying to really do things for themselves. But you know,
that's kind of what mentors do. Mentors do that. That's free. That's someone giving you free game. However you decide to take the information I'm giving you, that's on you. But to say lazy about it, I don't know. Like some people just don't have the same like opportunities that you did to get where you're at. So sometimes like something that landed so easy for you, it may not land that well for them. So they're probably trying to figure out how to navigate this area of business that they're in this climate and figure out, okay, like this worked for them, but how come it's not working for me? So they may not be lazy. It's just what you're telling them, it may not be working for them in the climate of business today. You know, so I wouldn't say lazy, but I do think that some people too be seeing like they just really want to get in on it just to be in on it. There's no passion. See, that's a different conversation. But there are people that are really passionate about stuff but can never hit the ground running because people are gatekeeping. And it's like, yo, like, how did you get at this table? Someone pulled a chair up for you. Do the same. Yeah. You know, so.
See, I think, I agree. But I look at it in the sense of like stocks, like trading. Some people are comfortable with, they're going to go to someone daily and they're going to just play whatever that person is saying, like, okay, these 3 stocks are gonna hit. Do this at this exact time, you'll make this amount of money. Whereas some people are like, you know what? Let me take that information and then build on it. Actually learn why this is going to do well today, and like really like investing themselves in like educating themselves on that business. So I feel like there is a difference, and I do think that the first part, that person is a little bit more lazy or a little bit more content.
They just didn't want to keep going further than you. You went further than them.
I mean, I feel both sides, because there are some people who like they just want to hand it to them, right? But at the same time, sometimes I think that like we be wanting to haze people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
we want to see, like, I want to see that you really want to.
Why do you have to see them like their nails break?
I feel like, why does everybody have to get it at the mud?
Yeah,
that's the thing. Why does everyone have to get it at the mud, bro?
Presented itself and boom.
Yeah, because
like I don't have to hustle for every little thing just because you did. And I think that's the issue. Everybody wants people to hustle.
That's and honestly,
like, guys,
not to be too much. That's the problem with our communities. Like, we really want to see people like we don't want anyone to get it easy, and especially if you yourself didn't get it easy. The next person is not
not
think
gonna
it looks
get
a little
it easy.
easier with
And,
holding stuff.
and also,
Right.
you know what's funny? Who is that actor that really is going viral? The Black Mirror actor. What's his, you just literally told me his name the other day.
Oh,
Black Mirror.
Anthony Mackie.
So he literally was just talking
he
about
is
how
a Marvel character.
no, it isn't. But it comes to the point where he said,
I need you to get him past
some
Black
respect
Black
on his
Mirror
name.
because Marvel.
what? But
he paid his dues.
yeah.
definitely.
Anyway, so he basically said the same thing. He said like sometimes like basically not all opportunities you're gonna hustle for. Like
Yeah.
sometimes
They're given. They're
you're
not
just-
earned.
you're-
He said that they're not.
Yeah,
he said they're
sometimes
not
it's
earned. They're
it's
given.
handed to you, and it's okay. And I feel like that's the problem. Like, not everything needs to like have like a story behind it. Like sometimes you could just be in the right place at the right time, and boom, your life is forever changed.
Not
you know?
only that, I love them like moms who continuously pour into their kids even when they become of age, because it's like, bro, you have it. Like Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta, she does the same thing where she's like, bro, as long as I'm around, I will keep giving to my daughter. That's
Right.
my job. Like I have it. So it's like, why would I try to like, I guess, humble her? Like, why do Black people or Black kids have to struggle before they feel like
they have to earn.
they get a
It's
reward?
annoying.
No, and that's a good point. Not to take it too left, but there was like literally like someone went viral on TikTok. And you know how like it was like a couple that broke up. And so one of the TikTokers aired the guy out and pretty much said, oh, the only reason he's driving the car he has is because his mom fucked the car dealership person. And people in the comments was like, W mommy? Like, I'm
Oh my God. Wait, no, Michelle, this does not apply.
no. Because mom was just like, at the end of the day, like if she's has a relationship with a car dealership guy and she managed to get her son a car out of it, like why are we hating it that
Why are y'all so mad? You're mad because she didn't get you a
A
car.
good example. A
Bro,
good
Michelle, it
example.
applies.
A
They
good
said, W mommy,
example.
I was dying. I was like, I know that's right, mom.
good
Copy your
example-
pussy for a good cause.
Okay, a good example would be like, okay, so Wendy, people were talking about how like,
Oh, her son.
yeah, her kids. How Wendy had said that in order for them to get a certain amount of their inheritance, they have a master's degree. Oh yeah, Wendy from Potomac. So they
you gotta
have
be
to have a
clear.
master's degree, and people were like, "Well, why does that have to be a master's degree to be able to collect their inheritance?" And
Why not?
Because that's what trust.
Thank
That's
you.
the
Like,
most
that's the
trustability.
rule- that's the
Even y'all
rules.
know Tinsley Mortimer. The reason why she was low key broke or whatever is because her trust fund got cut off because she wasn't doing
Meet
the requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all don't know what trust funds are.
They don't. They don't know. They don't know what a trust fund is and
Y'all
how
think
it's
it's
set
free
up.
money?
They
I mean,
think that just
it's not
because your
that it's
parents
not
got it, that they
necessarily
should just be
because
throwing
that's
it
how it works for
anyway.
some people though. There you can customize sort of
That's what I'm saying.
on
But
like
most
what
trust
you
funds
put.
have stipulations.
Yeah.
Like,
They
And
all
I
have
respect
stipulations,
it.
but
I
then you don't
respect
all have
it.
to like work for it to get like you can just like hit a certain age and then you automatically get it.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
like there's not
Yeah.
always like okay, well if you're not have a master's degree or if you don't,
But
do
that,
X Y
that was
Z.
their requirements.
Yeah.
You must get a if you want that, you must get a like because she said levels
And
of
it's
activation.
bonuses,
like,
too.
Yeah. So
Like levels of activation. That's basically what she said. It was like bonuses. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if they learn Igbo, then there's another bonus that's given. That type
it's
of
an
thing.
incentive.
That's
like-
why I said, and I'm not gonna lie, it's an incentive to keep your kids on the straight and narrow. And remember, like Crystal and I had a conversation like the other day talking about like the fear of like raising a kid that's gonna be bad. Like,
Oh my
they're
gosh.
creating the foundation
No.
to never have a
Yeah.
kid do nonsense. Because look at the incentive money. Who passed that up? Any minded person will not pass free
And
money.
mind you, that's why I'm like, y'all.
I
And
don't
this
know,
is
bro.
It's
It's
very
not
regular
about-
in
it's-
other communities. Because
Yeah.
how many people do we know, especially UTSA? All they had to do was get their degree. They had jobs waiting for them.
Literally.
You could be.
Literally.
You could sit on this board, have this.
You
Come
just
out
have
with
to
this
get a
degree. You already have a job.
Let's actually backtrack what you said, Polly. We weren't talking about bad kids. It wasn't
Yeah.
about bad
We're
situations.
not bad kids.
No,
We're just saying,
but let me
like-
just give you more context because like it's not about like if there's an incentive, yes, but sometimes that doesn't work for everybody. It was just like being in a position where you have a kid and you give them everything. Like you've
Yeah.
laid out everything for them. Like you know how the suburban kids, like you keep getting into trouble and it's just like, what's going on? Like your parents are both at home. They have, a good job. They come from a good home. They've raised you up in a good home. Like you have siblings, like you're in extracurricular activities and you still like can't get it right. Like, so I think being a parent and then experiencing that is like, dang, I gave my child everything and they still couldn't get it right. Like they still ended up in jail. They still ended up, in, I don't know, other activity. It's just like, I don't know. That situation is just like, yeah, there might not be an incentive, but it's like you have a car, you have a roof over your head, you have both parents, like you have all this stuff. And it's like that sometimes is still not enough for them to be like, you know what I mean? Even if their parents is giving them an allowance per se, it's still not enough for them to get it right or get it on a straight and narrow.
But in situations like that, you have to, now you and your spouse have to go back to the drawing board
gotta
and figure
beat
out
'em.
what are y'all doing? No, not necessarily send to Nigeria or send them to prep school.
Don't beat them. Just send them across to another country
where they get beat there.
Yeah, exactly. And less resources.
I always told myself I don't want to send my kid back home, but like that will be one main reason why my kids send back home. They start misbehaving. I'm not because
I think it depends on what degree of misbehaving. Like if you like get involved in like hardcore drug activity, you gotta go.
No, you're
like
you gotta go.
I gotta literally I gotta get you away from that source. Like
my thing is, so if you send your kids to Nigeria, you going with them?
I might go there for a few months.
If you don't go to Nigeria with your kids, you should be sending your kids to Nigeria.
Absolutely.
That's
and this
true.
is what I was going to say. I don't.
That's unfair.
I'm not going to say that I don't agree with it because I
How's
fully
that unfair?
understand.
Because if you can't live in Nigeria, why would you
why would your kid there?
No,
But
no.
I'm not doing drugs.
No. What Nikki said, like, am I misbehaving here? Why must I suffer with you misbehaving?
no, you guys are. Let me just
That's
say
the
this.
punishment right there.
No.
You have to be without for a little bit.
Let me say
You
this.
start behaving, you'll start seeing your mom more. Like, I'll be here with you. Like, that's
No.
why they do. Because it's like some kids honestly forget how good they have it. So now you have to remind them how bad it can get.
Why would I struggle with you? But let me say this. I feel like
All my life, I'm now about to struggle with a kid. Oh no, sorry. Sorry, I'm gonna be that parent. Y'all already know.
I think the reason why like growing up in America is easier for children to get off track is because they are handed everything and they do have all the means and resources possible. Whereas in Nigeria, it's almost like, I know we said like, dang, why do Black children have to like get it out the mud sometimes? But that is more so like a Nigeria mentality. It's like, you have to get it like by any means, you know, like you have to be smart. You have to be able to study. You have to be able to do X, Y, and Z not always.
But I was gonna say,
everybody got
I would say, but is it a Niger? I think I would say it's a Nigerian. I think it's a Nigerian mentality as far as like having that hustle spirit. But I feel like as far as that relationship, it's not. Because if you think about most of these Nigerian parents, if they have, as long as a Nigerian parent has it, their child will not suffer.
Of course.
You said what?
But
I said, as long as a Nigerian parent has it, their child will not suffer. It will never. Like there are some people who at 18 you kicked out the house.
No, that's standard.
No, it's long.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with you. But I also think that necessarily like rotten kids aren't bred as much in Nigeria, even from homes that have means, is because of the surroundings and they see how bad things could actually be. Whereas I feel like in America, it's like you have a lot of resources. Now with this new presidency, I don't know, like, because everything is leaving. But like for the most part here, you have the resources. Like you can go, if you need healthcare, you can go somewhere. You can find a free clinic. If you don't have food, you're able to find some food pantries. If you don't have shelter, you know, especially like as like a family, you're able to like usually find like some means of shelter. Whereas in Nigeria, those resources are not there. Like if you don't have it, you don't have it. And so that's what I mean. So I definitely think that Nigerian families, like generational wealth is generational wealth. Like, and I think that's a prime example. You can see it in the government. You can see it in the people that hold these powerful positions. They're just passed on. Like those type of things do not go outside of their family. So I do agree with you in that mentality. Like they're not going to necessarily like, if they got it, their children have it. I do agree.
Yeah. But I mean, for example, like, but I will say too that sometimes some situations where you sent your kid back to, we're going to talk about Nigeria because that's what we can relate to, it corrupted the kid even more. Because now like they're coming back with a vengeance. Because I know people that went back to Nigeria and like, it was like, damn, like, it's like you turned it up a notch. Because I'm not going to lie, Nigeria is its own place. Like things, you know what I'm saying? Like things just go left or right. And so you bring that mentality back to America. It's like now you're low key unstoppable in your mind. Like I can do whatever I want.
So Paula,
like,
how does that make you feel saying that you would do that?
my kid, you know, you can stay there.
Oh my God.
You're not doing that. You're not. No, that's none of our portions at this table. It's because we're saying it a lot. That's not going to happen to us. But me personally, I'm not going to like. That's one of my fears with having kids. I don't. God forbid, I have a bad kid. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably going to be like a consequence.
Keep saying bad, and I don't want to use
not
using
bad,
the word
but like
bad,
a kid
but
that
like,
misbehaves. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Okay, so I want to ask y'all. So did y'all see like the recent news about which country did she go to go visit? It was the student who who was found dead.
She hasn't been found. They reported her dead.
Oh.
Yeah, the family wants to report her as dead.
Oh, I think they just came out and they said that they think was she in the Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
They think they just did like a press conference earlier today. It's Friday, y'all. Saying that they believe she may have drowned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are y'all? Can y'all fill me in?
Okay. Well, go ahead.
So there was an I don't know her name, but she's an Indian student. She traveled to the Dominican Republic with a group of her friends, and they went out one night. I guess they met some strangers, and they allowed her to go with those strangers, and they never saw her again. And she's been reported missing. They've been looking for her, and finally this week, like the parents basically wanted to report her as like dead, basically. And
How long has it been?
I think it's been like I want to say like almost 2 weeks. It may be longer than that.
And she was a U.S.
She's a student.
She's a student.
Yeah, she was traveling with her friends.
She was traveling with her friends, and basically, like, she went and met like some guy like on the beach around like 4 a.m. or something
And
like
she
that.
never returned.
And she never returned after that.
Yeah.
So like that brings up like the questions of like, it's just so crazy because I feel like I've been seeing these think pieces and people are like, well, if we all come together, we leave together and this, that, and the other. But there have been so many times where I have been on vacation and people want to do what they want to do.
True.
People
and
wander off and you really don't know where the hell to start.
What do you do?
Looking for them.
Like,
True.
you cannot force your friend's hand.
True.
Like,
I can't.
Sometimes you
I'm
can.
not gonna lie. I've
Yeah.
never
You
not
can,
been able to
though.
force somebody's
Yeah.
hand when we're
Sometimes-
out of the country.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
I'm
I
with
don't care.
Michelle
Have
on
to
that.
force drag.
Yeah.
No, I don't play those games.
Yeah.
What we can do, we can get back to the location, and you can leave on your own.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
Yeah.
But you're getting back safe with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Like,
And I
when it
think
comes-
that's what she did though, because if she left at 4 a.m.,
she
they were
left
already at
4 a.m.
home.
So I think that's what it was. I thought she left.
she left their friends. They left. Like, she didn't go back home and then no, they were all out together and they let her
they
go
just
with a
caught them
stranger.
they caught her on some CCTV.
Yeah.
At 4 a.m. or something like that.
So to
Leaving
me,
with some
I'm not gonna
guys.
lie. I agree with Michelle. When it comes to like foreign territory, we're not doing that. We're not like that whole like all split up with especially strangers. No, because like, we already know like how
was
they.
she?
Huh?
How old was she?
I think she's like in her early 20s.
I think she was
That's
20,
why.
21.
Yeah,
Like, when
but-
you go and you're not really like, you know what I mean?
Thinking.
You're not really thinking at that age, like you're especially not as far as like,
Right.
oh, she's not coming home, because bro, there's been I'm sure you guys have experienced plenty of times where people have veered off, and obviously it's within the country, but it's like you're gone, bro. That's still not safe. Like you're literally
not.
gone with a stranger that we don't know.
Right. But my thing is too, there's been a lot of think pieces and a lot of people are like, I mean, but she's grown, she can do what she wants, but it's like
Grown is crazy. She's
it's so
20?
crazy. I was always brought up like when you go out with your friends, you make sure everyone's around before you go. Like there's not, and if someone's missing, you go find that person until you find them. You're not leaving until you find that person. You lay eyes on that person, then you go. You know, like a lot of people don't do that. I've been in situations where I was out and like a girl was left by herself with strangers, and I'm like with another friend, like,
Yeah, I don't
we gotta
feel
stay here with her because
comfortable.
this is weird. Like, why would your friends leave you here with strangers?
Yeah.
Like, do they not value
Or
you?
even like leaving someone drunk.
And she was like drunk, and we were like, bro, like we have to stay here with her because like there's no way because now I feel like I'm responsible because like this person, you may not have gotten here with them, but it's like where are her friends? Like, like I don't understand why we're in this climate where everybody's like all for themselves. Like,
No. Literally, and I almost lost a friend behind that because there was a situation where we had kind of split up. And the next day, we just tried to have like a conversation like, hey, next time when we're out, let's just try and stick together because splitting up can get dangerous. Because something actually did end up happening. So we're like, and they were like, no, next time walk faster. We was like, okay, well, next time, there would never be a next time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah,
out with
yeah.
you. I don't like your mentality.
No.
Like, and you really have to be like that. Like, if you're with somebody who does not subscribe to those rules, do not go out with
can't
them.
go out
They're
with
not
you.
safe to go out with.
Because you will literally let someone kidnap me and then be telling my parents, I don't know what happened. You do. You weren't being a friend and keeping eye. Just be honest about it.
Bro, and I feel like it's a different level of like when you get to realize like who that person is on vacation, it's just like, dang, you are moving crazy.
Yeah, some people do. I'm not even gonna lie. Some people, I'm like, y'all have lost your damn mind now that you just went out the country. You went and stamped your passport and now all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
you don't know how to act?
Loki, you playing local games, okay? We international.
Like,
No.
is there even Uber?
Literally, but
And some people don't even know they can run to the embassy. Anyway.
no, you can't. Speaking of, people do that. And for those of y'all, if y'all parents ever try to take y'all to Nigeria and drop y'all off there, you can go to the embassy. You're a citizen, okay? Your parents can't do that to you.
I'm screaming.
Find the embassy and let them know that your parents have abandoned you.
It won't end well for you. You embarrass me publicly in front of the nation. I promise you that. You gotta know your parent after that.
You end up on the news. Yeah, my parents dropped me off.
And then we'll have you in a white room. Have you looking disheveled? Like your parents don't care about you. Huh. Bro. See, that's what I'm saying. That type of kid that'll try you on that kind of level. That means you don't respect your parents.
I mean, it's still better than whatever. My mom will like whoop me really bad. I'd be like,
go
I'll
to school
call
and
the
don't tell no.
police.
And that's they're like, I'll call them for you.
No, yeah.
And that's when you're like, I'm in trouble. She doesn't even fear the
My
police.
mom's favorite line was always, they got to get here first. I was like, dang. You know?
Damn.
So you got a good 20, 30 minutes.
Heavy threat. That means
before
like,
they get there.
Now it's life or death.
no, they always be like, I brought you in this world so I can take you out. And to me, I feel like that's very powerful because it's like, low key, you did transfer.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take it back.
No. Or you're crying. Let me give you something to cry about. You already did.
Like, low key.
You already did.
Like,
Let me
what
cry.
is going on? Why do you want to inflict more pain?
No.
Like, that's so crazy.
But yeah, the final thing I do want to talk about is this Jess Hilarious and Lauren situation.
Yes.
Because we all know that Jess went on maternity leave.
Absolutely.
Before she did, she had the current events segment, which she called Jess with the Mess. And Jess with the Mess was something that she had on her own platform. She went kind of viral for it, like Jess with the Mess. Kind of like portraying a news anchor, this and that, whatever. She brought it onto the Breakfast Club. People liked it. She went on maternity leave. Lauren, which is a producer, came on to the show, kind of like filling in, but not just with the mess way, in her own way. Jess is now back off maternity leave, and she has not got her segment back. So Jess felt some kind of way about it. And first she went on live, pretty much saying she don't know what the fuck is going on, but airing the bitch out how she feels about it. And they continued the conversation on the Breakfast Club. Lauren pretty much said, I mean, I'm not here to take your job. I'm just here. I'm still a producer, this and that. They pretty much been gaslighting her, but how do you feel about it?
I don't think she was gaslighting her. I think she was kind of confused as to like, we had a conversation and then you're on your live saying some stuff and it's like, I thought we talked about this. So it's like, why? No, and then this is me being honest because I'm not gonna lie, like I think that's where Jess went wrong.
Yeah.
That live. That's so unprofessional. And if they wanted to terminate your contract, then they have grounds to.
No, they don't, because
why not?
The reason why I feel like Jess did it is the same reason why I think when Charlamagne did it originally a long time ago, when Charlamagne was like, we don't know what's going on with Jess. Y'all keep saying it's just the third host. We don't know because nobody would tell us shit.
Right.
And it wasn't until they went on and said that, guess what? The next month they came and gave Jess a contract. I feel like a situation like that, it's kind of hard in an HR situation when you have the producer sitting at the table. Clearly, she's doing your segment. Clearly, I went on maternity leave. I should be protected with some kind of FMLA, all the other stuff. My job should be protected, right? I come back, I'm looking at somebody who has my segment, and I still don't have my segment back. Right. And it's been a month, and I'm talking to y'all are talking to me, but nothing is changing. All she's saying is, if y'all want this girl to be on it and have a show and a co-host, give her own segment. That is my segment. That is what I'm here for. And I feel like the reason why she took it to live is because for the same reason they're forced to discuss it on Breakfast Club is because they were gaslighting her. She keeps coming in and out of these conversations and there's no resolution.
But it also is not just that. Jess Hilarious is actually very condescending towards Lauren, tells her to shut up. Like there was a lot of other things. And so that's, to me, I'm not gonna lie, that's not live talk. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was very in poor taste that they actually all were having that conversation. Even Charlamagne and DJ, and I'm like, how long y'all been in this game? This is very unprofessional. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, this looks crazy. You have two black women looking crazy. Like, this is crazy.
And that's the thing, two black women looking crazy, when in actuality, it wouldn't happen anywhere else. And I think a lot of people don't like Jess. And she rubs a lot of people the wrong way. So no one is really speaking to how fucked up the situation actually is.
Yeah. But like, okay, so my thing too, has it been confirmed that that's what that is?
No, that's the thing. Has it not been? And I think that's what all Jess is asking for is clarity. Imagine you go to work, you go on maternity leave, you sit at your desk, right? You come back and someone is sitting on your desk. You're like, this is a temp. Why is the temp still here? And they're like, oh, just sit there for now. What is my project? Oh, you don't have a project. And weeks are going by and you're just like, is this girl taking my spot because she's still at my desk? No one is telling you anything. As soon you're going to crash out. I feel like Jess is like, okay, if I say it on live, it forces y'all to make a statement. I think she's trying to force them to make a statement. Because even earlier today, they went on the news on Breakfast Club, and she came out and someone called in and was like, I really feel like what y'all doing is wrong. Like, if y'all want to make Lauren a co-host, make her a co-host legitimately. The way y'all are going about it is very wrong. And then Envy came in and Envy was like, they was like, she's a producer, let her be a producer behind the scenes. If you want her to be on the show, let her be on the show. But right now it looks messy. And Envy was like, well, she's not a producer. And Charlamagne was like, actually, no, she is a producer. She's an executive producer of the news segment. She is. And then and they were like, and he was like, and they were like, so she's still on the show? And Charlamagne was like, actually, we don't know what the fuck is going on. No one tells us anything. That's what Jess is trying to say. And Charlamagne even took Jess aside. Like, he was like, no one's telling us anything. We don't know what's going on. And I feel like that's the only reason why they bring it to the show, because they're trying to quiet fire Jess, and Jess is like, fire her.
I don't think that they're kind of trying. I don't think they're not trying to quiet fire. She literally said she's under contract. She's not. She's protected by that, and they fuck with her. So if anything was to happen, they would 100% go to bat for her. I don't think. I kind of agree with both sides. I think what you're saying is absolutely true. I feel like they're like, when it comes to a situation, like, I would absolutely feel away. Like, I leave and I come back and somebody's there. Like, yeah, I would absolutely feel away, because it's like it hasn't made clear, like, okay, like you said, that is she going to be a fourth co-host? And if she is, then we need to make her that fourth co-host instead of like her having my segment and then just playing off of it. But I definitely feel like, at least when it came to the live, like, even on the low-key on air too, like, Jess's anger was a little bit misguided. Like, I don't feel like she should have said what she said to. I don't think she should have got on live in the first place, but I understand why she did. I feel like she's just at the point where it's like, bro, I'm frustrated as fuck. Like, and not only that, like, I leave and I go on maternity leave, and like, everybody is not only I know that she's good, because it's like, obviously I requested her to be my replacement, and I hear that she's good. Like, we're sitting at a table together, and she's done her research, she has her sources, she's talked to celebrities herself, she's been on red carpets, like, she's talks eloquently, like, she's an actual journalist. So like, yeah, I feel like a little naturally you feel threatened naturally, but I just think that
she said. She did. Yeah,
she admitted it. She was just like, I kind of didn't like it, because I was just like, dang, like, she's good. Like, she's actually good, but she's also like, she's taking my spot. Like, I fought for this spot. So I think when it comes to like the whole thing, like, yeah, you shouldn't have went on live, but she was put. I don't say she was pushed to. I think at one point it had to get addressed, because everybody's commenting like, she's better. Lauren needs to take that spot. A lot of people were saying that. And respectfully, she is better in a sense of like reporting. She's a journalist. Like, Just the Mess just does just the mess. She does the messy part. Like, she does the comments. Like, Lauren will report the story, Jess is the comments. So it's like, it's kind of like two different avenues. But I think what people are saying is that we want more news of it. Like, we can read the comments on our own. Like, we can perpetuate the opinions, because it's like, that's what we're doing. So I think that's why people were more. But she just felt threatened, and I don't think that it was a situation where she needed to go on live. I think the issue was, though, like, she said that she did come, Envy did open that give her that line of like communication, like, hey, like, if you don't want her on the show, like, if you want us to adjust something, let me know. But it's like, you guys go and say that, and then like, I'm telling you, hey, like, I think she should have her own segment, and now it's just like, okay, now there's beef. And she's like, no, there's not beef. I'm just saying, like, allow her to not, like, Just with the Mess, let her keep it, name it, put it under her name, let her do whatever she wants with it. And then, so I don't know. I just feel like,
and then some of the things that she was saying, like, I'm not going to be fighting for the mic, babe. You're on a radio station. Y'all all talking.
Yeah,
like Lauren do be over.
I feel, but no,
but Jess does too.
But I feel like
Jess does too.
Lauren do, but I feel like it's that push and pull, because in Jess's head, she still feels like it's her segment. Clearly, it's not.
Yeah,
so I feel like she's trying to take over.
And even if it's not her segment, she's not a co-host.
Even in conversations, I feel like, but it's like, okay, it's okay. Like, she thoroughly researched this topic, so she wants to talk about it. You can't fault someone for that. Like, it's okay to not have anything to say. It's okay to acknowledge that, dang, some of the times I don't be prepared. It's okay.
But then she feels like there's no need for me here then. Yeah. Because if she's doing the segment that I'm supposed to have majority of the commentary on, I think
that's a terrible way to look at the situation. But
if she got hired for, that's like a weather person, you getting a weatherman on, and it's they leave on maternity leave, they come back, someone else is doing the weather, and you're just like, okay, well, just sit here, just let them do the weather. And it's like, okay, this works for now, but long term wise, what am I doing here? I was hired to do the weather.
Right.
Like, I'm a meteorologist, and you're saying, oh, this meteorologist is so much better. Okay, then clearly this is my replacement, because you have the.
So why can't they both be on the show?
I think they can both be on. They can absolutely coexist. That was like,
what's the issue with both? Because to me,
but they need to say that.
I think you're missing the point.
But I do see the point. But to me, I'm not gonna lie. For me, watching, it sounds like Jess just wants to be the only one on the show with the guys. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, and that's not what she said. She's made it very clear she has no issue with Lauren being on the show.
But they haven't said what it is. I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, so now is Lauren a fourth co-host? Like, so what is it? Like, what does this look like long term? Are we going to now be sharing this permanently, or is this my segment? Like, I think that
she deserves those answers.
Deserves that. I think that's one of those things, like, it'd be different if Jess just like went on a hiatus. She went on maternity leave.
Right.
It's not like she just went to go have a ball.
Right.
She went to go raise a newborn.
Of course.
However, she went on maternity leave, and when she came back, I guess because those lines were muddy for her, Jess was absent a lot. Jess was not, like, there would be mornings that she just was not at. Obviously, like, you get that grace because you just had a baby, but at the same time, she was booking shows outside of that conflicted with her schedule on The Breakfast Club. So I think just naturally she felt bad because she's just like, bro, like, I don't even know what this is. Like, I'm not feeling comfortable when I go into work, so I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna do my other shit that makes me more money. Like, why not? And so I think that also kind of created that, like, Lauren to kind of step in and like, okay, well, Jess is not here. I'm gonna come in her absence and do the work. So I think again, it's just very like run like a high school. I think they all had agreed on like, yes, this was run like a high school because we could have gave Lauren a clear segment and like we could have made this concrete versus like on air is just like I feel threatened every day in my job, you know.
And I also think, oh sorry,
no, go ahead.
But I also think this speaks to like a bigger issue that is happening in the workplace because I know a few people who have like faced this situation where you go on maternity leave and they tell you like, oh, your job is secure, you're this, you're that. But maternity leave for some people is a really long time, 12 weeks. And women are the only ones that really face that issue of coming back and feeling replaced or coming back and you slowly feel like you're getting pushed out. I know somebody who on maternity leave, low-key got fired. And they tried to fire him in such a slick way that they had to obtain a lawyer just to kind of fight for their position. And things like that are things that happen very often. And as women who are going to have to face that, we have to kind of like dismantle those systems that are already in place because it's too easy. And I feel like seeing what Jess is going through and knowing that she's probably in postpartum, I don't even listen to stuff like that, but a part of me does kind of like feel sorry for her because I'm just like, I could kind of see how you can go to work and just feel blindsided because you're right. Lauren is doing her job better than her. And she gave her the opportunity. It's people telling her like she shouldn't even have got pregnant. It's like, come on, y'all. So are we pro-choice or not?
That's a different sort of no, like let's talk about like that's because that's another conversation of how she's being handled is almost rooted in misogyny because it's like you guys, there's never ever a clear time for women to have actual both lives exist at the same time. I cannot be a hardworking woman and be a parent at the same time. And even if I do, when I come back, something is wrong. Or when I come back, you know, they're kind of pressuring me. They might even pressure me to come back and start early when it's like, damn, like,
I'm not ready.
You know what I mean? So I think like when we talk about like this situation, that subject does need to be addressed. Because again, like you feeling like, okay, I can't. These two worlds can't exist. Like, okay, when do I have kids then? Like, when I'm solidified in my career, but I'm also getting older. But I'm also like, I need to actually raise my kids. Like, I want to be present. I want to do better. Like than the last time that I've had a kid. Or maybe this is my first kid. Like, I think there's never like a clear when it comes to especially corporate America. Like, there's never like no like green lines for women to feel like, okay, you know what, I can go to work and I come back, or I feel good in this space, unless you're maybe like a top executive and you have control of that things. But like working as a actual employee in the corporate America, and even other businesses, like other realms, like it's just like I think there's never a right time. So much so that I actually heard that the companies are now like, if you're wanting to do like store your eggs, there are companies that will pay for it. And it's almost like, and I was like, oh, at first I was like, oh, that's kind of lit. But when I thought about it, I was just like, y'all are doing that. So it's like the opportunity, you're going to tell me, hey, if you want your eggs frozen, we'll pay for it. And I'm like, why? At first I'm like, why would nobody jump on the opportunity? But I'm like, it's a way to kind of just be like, hey, go ahead. It's insurance with work. So you can stay here. Like, go ahead and freeze your eggs. We'll pay for it.
And they'll still be here.
That way you don't even have to get pregnant in the next 10 years. You're good. So that is, in some ways, that's like you committing to our company and you saying that I'm going to work in this position and be available for you guys for the next 10 years. And it's very fucked up. I'm like, damn, like.
It's unfortunate, but I do think that there are certain positions where like things can't stop, like motion can't stop. And so I think that unfortunately it is only women that are faced with those decisions of like, do I choose my career or do I choose like being a mother and starting a family? So I think that that's why it's also important, like, you just got to figure out what is more important to you. Because at the end of the day, like, because you go on maternity leave, that company can't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's fucked up because
but still,
that's
like,
why. But there are laws to protect you.
I agree. You should be able to step back in whenever you feel like you're ready to come back. I do agree. You should be able to step back in, but at the same time, you can't expect for like things to like. You know what it is? My mom always told me, she was like, never train anyone to be as good as you. Like, because what companies will do is they'll tell you like, okay, well, just train this person, but you still have to make yourself resourceful. Like, you have to make yourself like almost like you can't be replaced.
Yeah, you can train them, but just don't train them too much to the point where they're doing your job better than you.
Exactly. And they'll take it as cheaper. And then they're thinking like, okay, well, this person's a man. Like, we know that he's not going to have to take as much vacation time. He's not going to have to take his children to doctor's appointments and whatever the case may be. So like, that's.
But I think that's the issue. That's where the issue begins, because it's, yes, there are companies who, like you said, things cannot stop rolling, but at the same time, like, men don't have that problem.
Right.
If you were to take XYZ time off, your position is not threatened. Yeah. You can take that off willy-nilly. Yeah.
Right.
Matter of fact, you probably got more PTO than I got maternity leave. Let's keep it a buck. So I think that's the issue. It's just like, okay, you can leave and go back for however long you want, and it's still going to work out in your favor.
But I don't think that as a woman, realize this is DEI. Maternity leave falls within DEI.
Yeah.
Like, and people don't even realize that. Mm-hmm. And so people are wanting like DEI to like be like halted.
Right.
Maternity leave falls underneath that.
Yeah. Which is, I feel like it's already shit. Like 12 weeks is not enough. 12 weeks really is not enough. Like,
and like, I like that how some companies even give men maternity leave.
And 12 is good, because a lot of places only give you 6.
Girl. Yeah, a lot. Girl. I remember when I worked at Care Now, their maternity leave was like where's the maternity leave at?
Quick break. Are we going to bring up Yellow BZ, or am I going to go ahead and end this?
I'm okay with ending it. But if y'all want to talk about Yellow BZ, you can.
No. Damn, I really missed something with the whole Porsha and Shamia thing. Oh. But it's okay.
Want to circle back? Or we could say it now and edit it. But it might be choppy. But...
Just end it.
End it.
I mean, yeah, we can circle, but like, just go back to the whole jet, because we got into talking about like maternity leave and stuff. We could go back into the Jess thing and then end from there.
Okay. So, I mean, overall, I feel like Jess like definitely has like a good, like, she has good
wrong.
evidence.
Yeah,
she's not wrong
for
but I think that she did go about it maybe the wrong way.
Her anger was misguided.
Yeah,
for sure.
like and I'm sure a lot of that has to deal with like the things that she is hearing, like people telling her she shouldn't have gotten pregnant, people telling her, of course, that Lauren is doing a better job. So that's why it's just important. Sometimes you gotta step away from social media.
Yeah, and that's what they were telling. And I think, I don't know. I definitely feel like in some aspects she felt gaslit, but at the same time, they were telling her, you have to stay out the comments. And like, we've had these conversations with you off air, and we've told you, we've tried to create comfortable spaces for you, and it's like, it's the comments that's fucking with you.
Yeah, it just sucks that she has to do that much change when she already has change going on in her personal life. You know, that's a lot.
Yeah,
it really is.
Being a woman is very hard. Extremely hard. No one knows.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a new season for us. So if there's anything that you want to hear from us, anything you want us to talk about, please make sure you send us an email at pettyparty12814@gmail.com. You can send us a DM. We'll see it either way. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Petty Party Pod. And then make sure you like, subscribe, and you're watching our YouTube. That is the best way to see us in 4K. Make sure you stay tuned for all future events we have coming. And it is your girl, Jess Nick, checking out. Bye.
Bye, y'all. It's your girl, Crystal, a.k.a. Champagne Chris, a.k.a. Chrissy F. Baby. Please say the baby. Peace.
And it's your girl, Makalette, signing out. Holla.
Bye, y'all. It's your girl, Shelly Shell.
Have a good one.
Give me a B.
Bye.
Give me a E. Give me a T. T. Y. I'm petty all the time.